In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to perform the 1 mile jog test and the Rockport walk test. Equipment that will be needed include proper running attire, a 400-meter track, a heart rate monitor, which is optional, pencil and paper, a stopwatch, and a scale. The 1 mile jog test is used to assess 18 to 29-year-old men and women. We begin with a 2 to 3 minute warm-up consisting of dynamic stretching. We'll be jogging 1 mile at a comfortable pace without stopping. It is important to remember that this is not a maximal test and the goal is not to run the mile as quickly as possible. Men should take at least 8 minutes and women should take at least 9 minutes to complete the mile. The Rockport walk test can be used to assess 20 to 69-year-old men and women. We begin with a 5 to 10 minute warm-up consisting of dynamic stretches, just like in the jog test. The goal is to walk 1 mile as fast as possible without running. And this test is good for assessing sedentary populations and older populations. When performing both of these assessments, the heart rate should not exceed 180 beats per minute. We'll take our post-exercise heart rate by using the palpation technique at either the radial or the carotid site. We'll count the amount of beats in 15 seconds and multiply it by 4. My warm-up consisted of dynamic stretches and was used for both assessments. I began by doing high knees, I did butt kicks, I did kickbacks, and I also did some lunges. These were all good to get the blood flowing before performing the assessments. To begin the jog test, I lined up at the start line and had a buddy start the time as I began jogging. I remembered not to sprint and jog at a controlled pace. When coming to the end of the jog, I had my buddy stop the time and begin 15 seconds on the stopwatch as I calculated my heart rate using the carotid site, counting the beats in 15 seconds and multiplying it by 4 to get my heart rate. I began the Rockport walk test by lining up at the start line. I once again had my buddy start the time on the timer as I took off and tried to walk as fast as I possibly could in order to complete the mile as fast as possible. Once I came to the end of the mile and crossed the line, my buddy stopped the time and began 15 seconds so I could then again calculate my heart rate by multiplying the amount of beats in those 15 seconds by 4. After completing each of the assessments, I followed them up with a cool down consisting of a variety of static stretches. First, I spread my legs and I stretched and touched my right toe, holding it for a few seconds, and then I reached over to the left side, holding that for a few seconds. I followed that up with some quad stretches by balancing on one leg and stretching the quad on the opposite leg first, and then switching sides and stretching the other quad as well. After that, I sat down, spread my legs, and stretched forward, reaching as far as I possibly could, stretching the hamstrings and the hip extensors. After that, I bent the right leg in and reached over for the left, continuing to stretch the hamstrings and hip extensors. Then I bent the left leg in and stretched over for the right. Before calculating my VO2 max for each of the assessments, I began by converting seconds into minutes. 1 second is equal to 0.01667 minutes. So for the 1 mile jog test, my time was 8 minutes and 45 seconds. I took the 45 seconds, multiplied it by 0.01667, and I got 0.75 of a minute. I added that to the 8 minutes, and I got a total time of 8.75 minutes. For the Rockport walk test, my time was 13 minutes and 15 seconds. I multiplied 15 seconds by the same value, and I got 0.25 of a minute. I added that to the 13 minutes, and I got a total of 13.25 minutes on the walk test. I used the 1 mile jog formula to calculate my VO2 max on the 1 mile jog test. I took my body weight in kilograms, which was 81.6, my time, which was 8.75 minutes, my gender value, which is 1 because I'm a male, and my heart rate, which is 115 beats per minute. I plugged them into the equation, and my VO2 max was 60.74 milliliters per kilogram per minute. I then used the 1 mile walk formula to determine my VO2 max for the 1 mile walk test. I took my body weight in pounds, which is 180, my age in years, which is 23, the gender value, which is 1 again because I'm a male, and my heart rate, which is 101 beats per minute. I plugged them into the equation, and my VO2 max for the walk test was 57.35 milliliters per kilogram per minute.